San Francisco Public Library and Hormel LGBTQIA Center welcome you to a one-of-a-kind space of empowerment, blooming upon Ohlone land. We respect, we remember, and revere the people that have cultivated this ground with care. Breathe in, breathe out. You are in a space of literature, language, and love. A few reminders. Take your breaths. We get one at a time, so savor it. Listen to your heart. Let it be your metronome. And read between the lines, because fantasy exists between the words. You can write your own story anytime. All you have to do is simply turn the page.
Bye! Quiet on the set!
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Walk for me. Walk for me. Walk for me. Walk for me.
Welcome to Booked and Beautiful. How is everybody doing tonight? Let's hear you make some more noise here in the library. I love it. My name is sun-jeev, and it is an honor, pleasure, and privilege to be your host for the inaugural episode of a brand new talk show here at the San Francisco Public Library that we're calling Booked and Beautiful. The Hormel LGBTQIA Center, one of a kind in the world, in the literary world, is here supporting this incredible initiative where we can highlight community, have casual conversations, and show you change makers that are making impact in our society. And my vision, my hope is that Booked and Beautiful is simply a mirror to see your own beauty reflected. And that is the intention for our space, not only today, but as this series evolves, where we can come together to understand that each one of us are artists in our own rights, we are authors and write our own stories. So that is my hope for each one of you to get out of this space. Now, before we begin our official program, I just want to acknowledge that in this space that we create here in the beautiful Credit Auditorium, but as we go forth and you carry this space in your hearts, that all are welcome. Every part of you, every essence of your being, whoever you are, however you are, wherever you are, you're always welcome in this space. And we want you to know that you have safety, you have support, and most of all, you have unconditional love here in this space. So I am so excited, yet again, to be your host for Booked and Beautiful. Now, thank you very much. Now, I can get up here and tell you all the wonderful things that the library has unlocked for me, especially here in this gorgeous building, the main library of the San Francisco Public Library System. But I just want to tell you a little story of my love for the library that started at a very young age. I used to wander the stacks and halls of the libraries as a kid growing up. I navigated two sort of ways of life. One side was the introvert during the daytime that was really shy, secluded, and wanting to be within my own thoughts. But growing up, I also had this part of me that wanted to express myself boldly and brightly. And so I got to do that on different stages, whether it was theater, family parties, or at home performing for people with my cassette player. I was able to balance that. But when I needed retreat, when I needed respite, when I needed some affirmation that my path was the right path, I would often get lost in the libraries and be able to go and open books, read, get lost in the world. And I found myself often reading biographies or autobiographies from a lot of our favorite pop deities and divas of the old Hollywood era. And that is what is informed of what I do on stage. And so it's really exciting and such a full circle moment to be here, to tell you a story about the beautiful people of our community at the San Francisco Public Library. So this is not lost on me. My inner child is smiling from ear to ear. And in this place, like I said, all are welcome. So, for our very first episode and experience of Booked and Beautiful, we are inviting a very special guest to highlight. This artist is one like no other, someone that has made moves across many stages, has collected the accolades, has made changes at every level, organizational, systemic, artistic. I can take the next 30.5 minutes and years to read their biography, but I'm going to let this artist speak for themselves. Now, before we bring them up, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. There is that age-old adage and sort of unspoken rule, or very spoken, that in the library, you're supposed to keep it quiet. But here, in the Booked and Beautiful set, you are allowed to make as much noise as you would like. So if you would do me a favor, let me just hear a giant round of applause and scream from all of you. Oh, that is what I love to hear. And so I want you to keep that energy as we bring our first guest up. This person is someone who not only holds many positions and organizations that support our artistic community, support the drag world, but also continue to make changes in many ways. From their philanthropic efforts to make sure that folks and young folks are supported, cared for, and have the resources, to their angelic way of just showing up on every stage and every space that they embody. Now let's play a little game before I bring them up. I'm gonna say a word, and I want you to just shout out the word that comes to your mind the first, okay? So this is an example. If I say French fries, what would you say? Ketchup. Ketchup, okay? Other words. Just ketchup. Salt, I love it, okay? So we got the vibe of the game. So I'm gonna say a word, and I want you just to shout out what you think when I say this word. Drag. Queen, space, race. Other words. King. Ah, ding, ding, ding. So I noticed that as soon as I said drag, many voices in the room shared queen. And that is often an association that we make in the drag space, where we think of drag, queen going together. And when we think of the artistry and intention and impact of drag, we do have to recognize its inclusive experience. That it's just not cisgender individuals dressing up in the opposite gender to do gender performance. And while drag exists in that space, absolutely, there's much more variety. There's much more of a spectrum. And this next artist will showcase what drag looks like at a holistic and inclusive level. Without any further ado, it is my absolute pleasure, privilege, and honor to welcome the very first guest of Booked and Beautiful. Everybody, please welcome VERA to the stage. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Walk for me, walk for me, walk for me. Absolutely, we can make the noise. We can make the noise. How about you give him a twirl with this music? Give him a twirl. Absolutely.
This is the best moment of my life.
Have a seat, have a seat. This is gonna be a love fest. I will just already warn you all.
Are you ready for a love fest?
VERA is here.
I'm here, everybody.
Our first guest. This is an honor. Make some noise if you've ever seen VERA perform. In the audience, I know. If you've ever gotten to see VERA perform, your life has been changed forever and a day.
Wow.
And I've had the pleasure of just not only seeing you perform, but performing with you.
Both and, everybody.
It's a both and situation. So I can't wait to get into that. But first, this space, this intention is just for us to have a kiki, just to have a casual conversation, to hold space, serve face, and defy some gravity.
Wow.
See what we did there?
Oh.
But first,
Yes.
what pronouns are we using today?
They, them,
They,
everybody.
them. I love
Yes.
it. Amazing.
Ooh,
I'll use
delicious.
any.
You any? Oh.
And babe, I just want to when we have conversations, sometimes when I'm having conversations with everybody, the word girl spits
Yes.
out. It's for me, it's a term of endearment.
Yes.
But does that feel good if that word comes out?
We are eternal soulmates. You can call me girl anytime.
Absolutely. Again, non-binary term, but I just want to be able to also utilize Booked and Beautiful as a space to just model what conversation could look like. It's easy to ask somebody their pronouns. It's easy to say, hey, does this word make an impact on you that doesn't make you feel good?
Wow.
And if it doesn't make them feel good, don't use it. Okay? So we're at the library to not only be entertained, but educated tonight.
Wow.
Okay? That's
Wow.
what we're going to do here.
Wow.
I love it. So we are just going to I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Vera.
Are you ready for just a solid 20 to 25 minutes of us telling each other that we love each other?
That's literally what
Do
it's going
you
to be.
feel prepared for that level of love in the library?
Oh, the love in the library is going to be on a 10 level here. What a beautiful, first of all, this look.
Oh, thank you.
We noticed something when you turned around on the back of this gorgeous
Yes.
purple silk moment.
Yes.
Would you mind just showing them
I would
on
not
the
at
back
all.
of this?
Do you
What
all-
does that say?
Around my waist, it says VERA in Armenian, everybody.
Oh.
Because I'm Armenian, everybody.
Make some noise for the Armenian love in the house.
Can I? Anybody? Okay,
You-
I'll do it for you.
We'll do the call
Yes.
and response
Yes.
later. We got to warm
Yes.
them up. It's
Yes.
okay.
You
know,
can't immediately go from zero to
we're
you
all about
late.
cultural appreciation. So we
Yes.
want to be able to open up that space, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to start there. Vera, a decorated performer, have accolades beyond. You have been on
Stop.
every stage in the world.
In the
you
world.
have truly made a global impact. You've made your way across not only just stages and screens across different places, but publications. You're coming to us today as my darling friend, a dear performer, and someone that I absolutely look up to. Tell us the intention behind what you do and why you do it.
Everybody, I thought real deep about this question. I dug real deep, because how often do you ask yourself what your intention with your art is? Damn, sun-jeev just came at me with that truth-seeking, and I thought, let me use my Latin degree, because I have a master's degree in Latin, everybody. Please clap.
Absolutely. Many hours in the library, I would assume.
Yes. In libraries such as this.
Yes.
And that clap right there is the accolade, the greatest accolade I have received for getting said master's.
Absolutely.
Yes, twice is acceptable,
Absolutely.
yes. But intention comes from the tendo root, which is a Latin root for to stretch. So I thought, everyone, consent, optina, reach out.
Whatever feels good, whatever
yes.
feels good, reach.
I have created a zombie apocalypse at the library. I thought, what am I like reaching for with my art and with my drag? And it's really to create a special, safe place for both myself to be my weird, non-binary, trans, Armenian, does weird things, eats things off the floor kind of art. And it's also to have that safe space for the audience. For those of you who may not know, I'm the co-host of the Rebel Kings of Oakland.
We'll get to that.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's a big part of my drag as well, is not just performing for me, but creating a safe space for myself and other performers to really be who they are and have the audience feel safe experiencing that as well. I feel like my drag is simultaneously to be everything that I want, that I wish I could be every single second of every single day, but it's hard to be exactly what you want to be every single second. I cannot indeed stop fundraising at my job and lip sync share just because it's what I want to do at the moment.
We know.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh, thank you. She is
absolutely.
indeed an Armenian. If you learn nothing else today at the library,
Cher is an Armenian.
Sherilyn
queen.
Sarkisian is Armenian. Therefore, I am related, likely, to Cher. And that's really my intention, is to be the Armenian drag king version of Cher.
And intention
Yes.
has been accomplished.
Yes.
I mean, we can say you're a success here.
I mean, we believe in life after love.
we believe in life after love.
Oh.
And if we could turn back time, Cher would
Yeah.
be you.
I would be share.
And it's a symbiotic relationship.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned Rebel Kings of Oakland,
I
which,
did.
for those who are not familiar, Rebel Kings of Oakland is a historic, amazing, first-of-its-kind, one-of-a-kind drag king show that happens on the first, third, and fifth Wednesdays of every month. If that's hard to remember they're odd numbers. First, third,
Whenever you
and
want
fifth.
something odd, come to the Rebel
Whenever you want
Kings
to
of Oakland.
get there on a Wednesday
Yeah.
at the fabulous historic White Horse Bar
Yes.
at the Oakland-Berkeley
Yes.
border. If you
Yes.
haven't been yet, it's amazing. Divey has so much history and just has made so many moves
Yes.
in our community. Now, when you first started, first started going to Rebel Kings, tell me something. You were
I was the tip collector,
fairy?
everybody. Yes, they didn't call me a tip fairy, but they really should have.
They
'cause that's
should
what
have.
it was.
Yes.
So everyone, this is to tell you that if you have any desire to do drag, you can do it. This is how I started. I went to the Rebel Kings of Oakland when I was getting my master's degree in Latin. Thank you.
Love an engaged audience.
Yes. I would go on Wednesdays to the White Horse, to the Rebel King show, and I loved it. I loved how so many different kinds of kings, still true to this day, spoiler alert, doing all kinds of art. You could see somebody doing forward rolls to the Scissor Sisters. You could see somebody doing, Right Said Fred. Yeah. You could see somebody doing like a beautiful Enrique Iglesias number. You could see anything and everything, and it was the best. And I would come so often. At that time, now our stagehand takes care of it, but at that time, they would, small team, they would say, would anyone volunteer to be the tip collector? I also don't drink at all, so I was a very popular choice for this role. And at the time, I had young knees, so I'd really crawl all over the floor and pick up these and wad everyone's crumpled dollars together and present it to them with big eyes, like this.
And from that supple
Yes.
need,
Yes.
bright-eyed,
Supple, bright-eyed.
just, again, future superstar or already superstar, you have now evolved into being the co-host of Rebel
co-host,
Kings of
everybody.
Oakland every first,
Your
third,
dreams can come
first,
true.
third, and fifth Wednesdays at White Horse in Oakland.
Yes.
With Hota Mercury.
With Hota
How
Mercury.
does it feel
Oh.
to be able to hold a space and facilitate a space where so many performers, especially drag kings and people like myself, have been on that stage and thrive in that space? How does that feel for you?
It feels amazing, and it feels like an honor. You know what I mean? It feels like a real honor to hold that space for people to start. I know I-Statement was on a hotline for a very long time. I-Statement, I know how much it meant for me to discover drag, discover my Armenianness through drag, discover my gender through drag. So knowing that we have a space and our audience, it's like we really frame the space to be nothing but supportive, and we always encourage people for their first number, like you could just go and stand with your arms out and people will tip you. And that can be the beginning of your drag moment. But to create that space for other people, to see other performers discover their gender. Somebody recently reached out to me saying that they discovered that they were trans from coming to Rebel Kings. I was like, my agenda is really working, everybody.
Absolutely.
Come to the bar one time,
and
you
we'll
will be trans.
Yes.
But I get truly, it's an honor. It's an honor to see like the Rebel Kings and my brothers grow. A lot of the people who are kind of core members of the team have been doing it for 10 years. I mean, I'm coming up on 2016. We're almost to 10 for me.
And what's incredible is what you've done is you've taken what was in Rebel Kings and you have put it on other stages, often stages that are, I'm gonna just say it, often focused on the patriarchal idea of drag, where it's cisgender men doing gender performance. And as someone who presents in a cultural way and doesn't necessarily do a character or caricature unless the paycheck is right, but when I'm doing it, it's always really challenging when there are themes that sometimes don't fit who we are. And that's what's inspiring. I'm a beneficiary of you being visible and being able to see that's okay. I'm gonna bring myself unapologetically and put myself in this space. How does it feel for you to now open up those doors at amazing places like Oaklash and Princess and in Austin, in Seattle, and all these places across the country that you're really blazing trails and opening doors and bringing the elevator, full of amazing drag kings?
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. The elevator with drag kings is only going up. Everybody. And I'm just gonna say it's an honor over and over again. Get ready for it. Just ease in. Start like a water sippy drinking game with yourselves. But it's an honor to open those doors for other kings and to play with doing other drag in other spaces. I just was interviewed by Armenian Weekly. Everybody.
Wow.
Oh, humble brag, humble brag.
Humble legend.
Humble legend. No, but seriously, and she asked me if I feel comfortable doing Armenian drag, not on like an Armenian night I've created or some kind of Swana night. I was like, absolutely. I will bring my jingle belts to any gig if it calls to me. I recently belly danced at Powerhouse, which is the Leather Bar in Soma. Any of you been to Powerhouse? I know some of you have been to Powerhouse.
We're not gonna cut
I've
that tea
seen
too
you
hard.
at Powerhouse. Okay, I'm hearing light woots.
Subdued, demure woots.
Woots.
Yes.
Yes.
Discreet woots.
Discreet woots. And I did like a little belly dance to Arms Wide Open. I mean, just you can bring your culture
why
to
not?
anything is what we're saying. Creed, Armenian. Did you see that coming? No, you didn't, but it's really real. And then just thinking about, now all I can think about is Creed and belly dancing, but
It works.
it works. And if you think, one of the things that I'm really proud of is that not just like getting to be a drag king, but especially during the pandemic, all of the drag kings became even more obsessed with one another. And we just started talking across the nation. We were able to do each other's virtual, digital shows because I could do a show based in Boston. Here's a video. It really created bonds that we keep going, and now we all, we book each other. We're in festivals, we go see each other, and I've been really lucky. Does anyone know the Queen Pattie Gonia? Yes. See, really, the Powerhouse and Pattie Gonia number is more equal than you think, but moving right along.
Yes.
So,
Not only making impact in the drag world by elevating drag kings,
Yes.
but actually helping our climate, making
Yes.
environmental impact with
Yeah.
Patagonia. Tell us more about that.
let me tell you how I got this gig, everybody. I literally went to an LGBTQ hike in the forest. I was no drag, in sweats, in the forest, and you could choose little, like, do you want to do some plein air painting, or do you want to do a mild hike or a strenuous hike, or do you want to do a dance workshop? Which do you think I picked? I'm really flattered that everyone was like dance workshop. Somebody was like plein air painting. No. And so she was coming around. She was kind of the performer at the hike, because that's what she would do, outdoorsy, performer at the hike, obviously. And she came over, and when she just was fascinated with me because I'm very odd, and we were doing this dance. I was doing a split on a log and licking a pine cone and just being myself. Being myself.
Naturally.
This goes to be yourself in nature, and good things will come to you.
Lick the pine cones.
Lick the pine cone. Don't hesitate. If it calls to you, lick the pine cone. I licked the pine cone, and she was like, "Who are you?" And I said, "Oh, I do drag." Like, "Oh, pine cone," and my son Helixer is here, also a drag king. And so she said, "Would you like to do drag with me during the middle portion of this?" And I said, "Of course, but Pattie, you notice I'm just in sweats with no makeup." And she said, "Do your makeup out of my makeup bag." And I said, "Are you prepared for me to do that?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Are you prepared for all of your eyeliner pens to die, making this very natural beard you see before you?"
It doesn't grow out of your face?
Emotionally, it grows on my face.
I'm gagged. What a reveal.
What? Oh.
Oh.
And I am Armenian, so I have some naturally occurring facial hair,
There it is.
And the Armenians if Powerhouse.
Cultural
anyway,
affirmation
yes,
we see here.
Exactly. And so that was the first time we met, and I invited her to Princess at Oasis, and she loved it, and she had never produced a show before.
Wow.
And she said, "I want to produce an environmental drag show with you." So we did the first one at Oasis, and then now it's touring. It's in its second 2.5 years of touring. So many cities. At every city, she asks me, "I want you to book drag kings for me." And so every city, I have the honor of uplifting, especially black and brown drag kings in that city, and bringing them to a big stage where the audience is the number you would expect for an Instagram viral sensation. And we get to have that broader impact and messaging, not only for kings, but for climate, because if the climate goes poof, there are no more kings. So
Exactly.
that's my main driving force for climate change and climate justice is drag kings being able to perform.
Yes,
Truly.
and that's how we're going to save the
Yes.
climate. That's how we're going to make sure that we have positive
Yes.
green impact here. As more drag kings need to be
Yes.
booked.
Yes.
And pay them the same rate as you pay those TV show drag queens.
Yes.
Because they're going to do a lot more, honey. Let me
Yes.
just tell you that. Now, you've made so much impact, especially for so many of our own communities within our space, but you also have just done so much in all parts of your life, for helping unhoused youth, to making sure that you utilize your skill set and your professionalism to raise funds for organizations that support people like us or people in our community that are currently sort of in limbo at the moment. How do you feel in this moment where your love, your light is needed more than ever, and how are you taking care of yourself within that?
Good God.
I
Sanjeev.
know, sorry. I have
Good
to
God.
go
Okay, okay.
the whole space.
We're holding space. These are really rough times for both BIPOC, queer, and trans people especially, but also think about, so as Sun-jeev mentioned, currently I'm the director of philanthropy for Alameda Health System Foundation, so fundraising for the safety net health system for all of Alameda County. What does that mean? Primarily, majority Black and brown folks on Medi-Cal and Medicare are uninsured. Who is most impacted by everything that's about to happen? That same set of people. And formerly, I was at Covenant House, California, also great, the shelter system for unhoused youth for all of Alameda County. Apparently, everything I do, it has to be for all of Alameda County.
Thank you. The East Bay thinks
yes,
you, parts of the East Bay.
One district, one city is not enough for me. I need to go for the whole county. But there's a lot of need, and it's only increasing in these times. And I feel like, honestly, I'm just putting this together right now, but the same things that I hope make me a good drag performer really make me a good fundraising professional. I mean, I am trying to convince gay men in the Castro to give this $1. You know what I mean? That's, if you can do that, you can do anything. But truly, I mean, it is about just being authentic, and whether the mission is you just being yourself, or the mission is enabling other people to access the healthcare, to let them to live their lives and be themselves. Yeah. The Venn diagram overlap there Absolutely. Is pretty, it's one circle.
You showcase, you embody, you exude what community means to you, and that is pure love and support. Now, you've been recognized many, many ways. We will always, forever, just let you know how much impact that you've made, me personally. You've also been officially recognized by the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Now, I know I mentioned that VERA is an angel, a true angel in all of our lives, an angel of mine, absolutely. But you are actually a sainted artist, drag performer, and sainted by the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. Y'all, that is official sainthood. Everybody, please make some noise for Saint Rebellious.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now,
thank you.
When the sisters approached you for this incredible honor, how did you feel?
I was stunned. First of all, it was at the SF Drag King competition.
Every year in August, usually at Oasis, so check it out.
Won by many of my children. I have 35, so the odds are high that they will either compete and or win, because they're talented angels, each and every one.
The gene pool is strong.
I mean, I love them all so much. Don't get me started. It's like 9 p.m. I'm like, and then this child. But very sneakily, one of the organizers of the event said, Vera, we were backstage. Rebel Kings performs usually at the event. Vera, I need your help. You know me. Somebody asked, I was like, absolutely, whatever you need. So they brought me this, and they were like, I need your help bringing a prop on for the next number. I was there waiting. I was ready. I was doing some slight stretches to be able to lift. You never know what prop is coming, especially with drag kings. Very, very innovative. And then they brought me on stage. I'm looking for what to move, and then all the sisters appear, and then I was sainted. Everybody, I cried in public, everybody. I was just stunned.
I mean, that image of if you're just, on a dark stage and all of a sudden the sisters appear, it could only go two ways.
Two ways.
Two ways. You're either being sainted or there's a conversation that's about to happen.
Wow.
Wow, and here you are, an
I
official
am.
saint of our community.
Oh.
Now, we can keep going on and on until about 9 p.m., but again, the library has a hard stop, and y'all got to get to dinner. As we wrap up this part of our show, I'd love to ask you, what is the next chapter in your story?
First of all, the next chapter of my story, however many books it is, has you as every footnote on every page until
word.
eternity.
Always.
That is perfect. Honestly, that is the next chapter. But the next chapter for me, there's a lot of big things. I got a grant. Everybody, everybody,
Shout out to people who are writing grants and receiving the grants, because that's some hard work.
Shout out to my spouse who helped me write this grant. I write them for work, but writing them about your own art is something else. Suddenly I become like the least profound person ever. But I got a grant to bring a lot of Armenian folks from different places together for we've had an Armenian show at Oasis, but a big, epic Armenian showcase, especially, and with a lot of workshops about Armenian comedy and Armenian drag, especially in these times. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know, Armenians have a history of genocide, and it's still happening today. And I acknowledge all the genocides that are going on right now. It's a very commingled struggle. But we recently had another resurgence, and like 100,000 indigenous Armenians from Artsakh were displaced, and there's a lot of grieving there that especially queer and trans and performing Armenians aren't allowed to kind of join with community in, so we have to create our own space for that. So that's part of kind of the driving force for kind of the Armenian stuff for next year, 25, 26. And my next chapter always, I hope, involves more children. I can't stop, I won't stop. And the children are the future.
Absolutely.
The children are the next books. Absolutely. And watching them shine and become, civically and community involved and become activists, like it's the reason. It's the reason for the season. And then the last thing I'll say is my big next chapter goal. Everyone, I would like to just let you know that I'm getting married this summer, everybody.
Let's make some noise for some nuptials.
Yes, thank you. But the real reason my partner and I have decided to get married is because sun-jeev is going to perform at our wedding. That is the sole reason. There's, us, I like them okay, but we both love sun-jeev. And more art with you is the next chapter, because thank you. I'm just gonna, because this is my last time, this is my last chat time before I have to stretch my 41-year-old bones. You are the reason. You open doors for me. You are one of my inspirations for being my most authentic self in every single place in this universe, in this entire universe. And so if I can give a smidgerton of that to anybody else to reflect what you have given me, that is the ultimate goal of my entire life.
I love you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to go prepare, freshen up a little bit.
Get
and
it, dab
a
the
little
tears.
dab,
Yes.
while we prepare for a very special performance.
Wow.
Ooh. And while you all wait for that, we're going to have a little bit of a video presentation for everyone to enjoy.
Brace yourself.
Brace yourselves. I hope you're ready to be gagged.
Was this large.
And we will
It's a lot of
see you after our break.
Oh.
Everybody, make some noise for VERA.
And make some noise for the performance love of my life, our civic icon, our beautiful legend. Look at, whenever I do this just for sun-jeev, we're going to do the nose thing. Ready? Because we have ethnic noses.
Beautiful ethnic noses.
Ethnic noses, everybody. sun-jeev, everybody!
Thank you. We will see you in a little bit.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Try. Hi. Woo! in Armenian means Armenian. And I'm out here trying and hiding. You know what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I'm hiding and trying, I'm trying and hiding, babe. Oh! What a time to be alive. We're gonna just warm us all up with a little group ululation. Everyone loves a group ululation. Consensual, you know? Opt in, opt out. But on the count of three, we're gonna 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go la 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 la. Are you ready for this? Everyone, breathe it in, breathe it in. Okay, in the mask, I know, rough, filtered air of your own mouth. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Excellent. Oh. So this piece is all about how homophobia and transphobia blocked me from getting the traditional dances of my Armenian people. And it's a narrative arc. Is everyone ready for a narrative arc? Everyone's ready for a narrative arc. Oh, we love a narrative arc! How about an Armenian, they, them, who had the heart, but not the feet. Spoiler alert, they're gonna get the feet. Everybody, they're gonna get the feet, everybody! Oh! With a little help from queer Swana dancers, from chosen family, because it's always what? Chosen family. It's always what? Chosen family. Oh, that just gave me all the nice feels. Oh, so now you're gonna see how this is like how it used to be, the beginning of the Swana step-up story, the tripping, the trying and the high-in. Ah!
We're going to kochari together. Ah.
Դարերի խորքից եկած մեզ պարեն պարում մեր պապերը նենց են պարում որ շարժում են սարքարես պարերը մեր պապերն ու մեր պարերը հիմք են ստեղծում որ ապրելը պինպայի անցյալի թելը այդ պարի մեջ կա կոգենը ուսուսի հարուցի նման բերեն շարժումները պինպայի ուսելը դու հողին ամուր խփի ոտքերը մեր պապերն ու մեր պարերը հիմք են ստեղծում որ ապրելը պինպայի անցյալի թելը այս պարի մեջ կա կոգենը վստակից մեջ եմ ուշուվան մեր պապերը միացիր ամեն ինչ մոռացիր գորասը դիտ բարերը մորինես ուժեղում միշտ խելոքն ինչպես պարը պապերը պինպայի անցյալի թելը այս պարի մեջ կա կոգենը
Munchies tonight. We're seeing smoke, we're seeing vapor, unmistakable stink. But we are Arab, ya habibi. It is not what you think. We're doing grape leaves, my friend. Grape leaves again. I can't eat only one. Why? I can't eat only one.
Take one.
Press play.
Press play. The show is tomorrow.
The show is
want to get us a little warmed up because I feel like you could be a little rowdier. Is that correct? Yes, thank you. So with this being said, I'm going to do some fun just Q&A, okay? Well, I'll ask a question, you shout out an answer. And I'm going to give you a little preview. One of the questions I ask might result in a prize. Yes, thank you. Thank you for my staged and canned laughter here. All right. So first question I have is simple. It's just going to require you to just shout it out, okay? Well, first thing, how many of you have visited the Hormel LGBTQI space here in the San Francisco Public Library? Yes, I love that. I love that. We want to hear some more for the next episode, so make sure you go check that out. For those of you who have visited, what's been your favorite resource or thing you have found in that space? Just shout it out. Brilliant. Christina, write that down. What else? Oh, I love wide doors to welcome everyone. That's beautiful. Anything else? What has made you feel good about that space? Thank you. Not a paid actor, but the fact that it's there. Absolutely. So I want to take this opportunity to highlight an incredible resource like the Hormel LGBTQI Center that gives us a space that not only provides us resources from queer folks and queer community, but gives us a space to find respite. Whether it's comfortable chairs, a wide entrance, a beautiful place, some literature that can help you just expand your mind or escape from the world outside. My hope is that you continue to engage with that space. Now, I know some of you haven't visited there yet, but if you were to give us a wish list of things that you would want there, Christina, get ready, what would you like to see at the Hormel LGBTQIA Center? Just shout things out. Local queer history. That's beautiful. What else? Acupuncture and book talk. I love the collaboration. We do some healing, align our systems, and increase our knowledge. Okay, brilliant. We gotta look at permits. We gotta look at some of that, but I do know some great queer acupuncturists that we can call on for that and some body workers. Brilliant, love it. What else? Give me some other ideas of your wish list in a space like the center. Absolutely. Help and support with filling out forms and documents. Now, while we can definitely get more specific and more focused on that, there are still other services in the library that can help you with some of those experiences as well. So I just wanted to definitely shout that out, but there can be a lot more. So I see that. And I want to also recognize how poignant that is right now when we are up against so much bureaucracy and paperwork and figuring out how to just get our resources. And so I'm right there with you. So shout out to the wonderful folks that are doing that work to help us get the resources that we need in a timely manner. Now, speaking of things to fill out, for those of you who haven't yet explored the abundance that is the library, I highly recommend you to just take a day and stroll around. This particular library was one of my favorite places to go hang out. Many years ago, I used to perform regularly at a lovely venue called Piano Fight, which was kind of down the street. They no longer exist, but it was a wonderful restaurant, bar, and theater space. So I performed many years there in drag musicals and theaters spaces, and I would get out of my day job, get off BART, and in between that and call time, I'd come here and get lost in the stacks and sit and go over my lines or practice or just take a quick breather and find some space to just sit and calm my mind. So I highly recommend that you all do that. And if you haven't yet, sign up for a library card and start checking out some of the resources. Okay, so I have a trivia question. And the person that gets this one right will earn a prize, okay? And you are more than welcome to shout out an answer, but the official answer will be considered if you signify. So whether it's raising your hand or if you have a peacock feather you want to do or clap, however you want to signify yourself, I'll take the answer from there, okay? So everybody ready for a lovely trivia question? What brand of processed meat has made tonight's event possible? Oh, I did see your hand up first. Hormel, solid. Not exactly the answer we were looking for. I'm going to get to that, though. I'm going to get to that. Your hand was second right here. Spam, ding, ding, ding. That is absolutely correct. So you were right on the right track. So let me give you a little history. In 1991, James C. Hormel donated $500,000, aided by thousands of smaller donations, which was really great. And they created the Gay and Lesbian Center at the San Francisco Public Library, now known as the Hormel LGBTQIA Center. James C. Hormel was the grandson and founder of Hormel Foods, which is the maker of Spam. So congratulations, you have earned a prize. Christina will be there for your prize. Hopefully that gives you some, again, a little bit of history, a little bit of context as to why we're here. Now, ooh, fabulous. Amazing, love it, love it. Thank you to the incredible prizes provided by the Hormel LGBTQIA Center. Now that we have talked about meat, are we ready for a fabulous performance? Remember, you are allowed to get loud, okay? You are allowed to make noise because we are drag performers and we're like Tinkerbell. We need your applause to stay alive. So keep cheering, keep clapping, and it's okay to get your cameras out. Make sure the flash is on and we have good lighting. Without any further ado, I welcome an angel of mine. Everybody welcome VERA to the stage.
Chillin', killin' time, take a look at the clock. And then I'm turning to my mom, I say, you wanna do a pot? She asks if it's illegal, we mustn't, we can't. But then I tell her, mama, please, you know it's just a green plant. So we blaze up the pot, after we roll them up tight. Oh yes, the effort is joint, we'll get the munchies tonight. We're seeing smoke, we're seeing vapor, unmistakable stink. But we are Arab, ya habibi, it is not what you think. We're doing grape leaves. Grape leaves, my friend. Grape leaves. Grape leaves again. I can't eat only one.
Yeah.
I can't eat only one. Why? I can't eat only one. Why? I can't eat only one. I'm trying to forget that I'm addicted to you, but I want it and I need
to me.
Make some noise! That was incredible. Signature VERA, all props included. Now, I know you can catch VERA at many spaces and places, but to have VERA as our very first guest of the inaugural Booked and Beautiful has been an absolute honor and pleasure. For all of you to experience this, my intention with this incredible series is to give the flowers to all those people that have made our lives beautiful and bright. So with that, I want to make sure I literally give you flowers, because so rarely do we ever take the time to give each other our flowers, proverbial or literal. Let's not wait till the end of life to provide somebody their acknowledgement and appreciation. Let's do it here in this moment while we have the breath. Everybody, please make some noise for VERA. Oh, as we do a little cleanup. Oh, and you all thought the dolma was just in the music, honey? Now, you ain't lived unless you saw VERA eating dolmas from a can on a stage.
It crossed my mind, but I thought the library.
The library. We're going to be a little bit more demure here. Oh, dolmas are delicious. Oh, babe, I love you. All right, my beautiful people. Again, thank you all so much for that love for VERA. And for being here at the very first episode and experience of Booked and Beautiful. Again, it is my intention to create a space where we can all come together, hang out, escape, be empowered, be educated, be entertained. And that's my hope as we continue this series. The library is taking a chance on creating spaces of radical love, radical care, and support. We need it more now than ever, and I know that's a little cliche to say. So as we begin to wrap up this program for the evening, my hope is that you carry what you experienced here, that there are incredible storytellers that are doing impeccable things, and each one of us has the ability to write our own story. And so I wanted to read a little passage, a little drag story hour moment. Now, okay, don't judge me. I just got this from the library yesterday, and I just started it last night, so I'm not all the way in. I know I look like such a poser right now. I'm going to read from a book at the library. I promise you I will get through it. If you've read it already, spoiler alert, you can spoil it for me. But I was reading this last night, and it just said to me that I need to share this with all of you as we go into the evening for the rest of the day. There are a few things that leave a deeper mark on a reader than the first book that finds its way into their heart. Those first images, the echo of words we think we have left behind, accompany us throughout our lives and sculpt a palace in our memory to which, sooner or later, no matter how many books we read, how many worlds we discover, or how much we learn to forget, we will return. My hope is that you return to the library to be nourished, to be empowered, and to be reminded that you are loved in every single way. Thank you so much for being at the very first Booked and Beautiful. Keep an eye out for the next few episodes. I will see you all very soon. My name is sun-jeev, and it's been such a pleasure being your host. Thank you, and good night. Thank you.